Part 2 of your video on how to merge terms with Mondo. So, so like I said, the command's finished running, and now it's asking me if I want to reload, and I'm going to say yes in this case. And you can see in the GitHub desktop that you can see the diff where we see all these changes. So as that reloads, we can look at the diff, so we can see that there's some things that are happening here where these are one of the HP imports. This is something that can be ignored. You probably shouldn't see this. But we can see that this term is obsoleted. Obsolete is true, and then it's replaced by this term. And then this is below here is the term that was replaced by. So all the synonyms and XREFs or cross-references were moved over to this new term. This subclass of relationship was moved over, and this property value. See also, which is basically just linking to another database, which is called guard. So this all looks okay. So we'll go to the actual class itself, and we need to look it up. And I often just go back to the spreadsheet and look up these IDs here. So back in Mondo, ontology. So look for this is a term that was obsoleted. So what we need to do is add, so you see these inferred annotations, but if I synchronize the reasoner, these should go away, if they did. Okay, so now we need to add two things, I think just two. See also, we're going to link to the GitHub ticket that where it was discussed what to do with this term, and then the obsolescence reason has obsolescence reason, and terms merged is the reason. I'm not going to use the individuals where it says terms merged because there's some bug with that and it's causing weird things to happen. So in this case, when we do mergers, let's just write in the literal box terms merged and okay. I feel like there's one more thing I'm supposed to add and I don't remember, so I'm going to look up my notes. I have this page bookmarked, so merging obsolete classes. So do the command. I need to update this where it now says run.sh because that uses the Docker thing. See also obsolescence reason term replaced by. Okay, I think that's everything. So we'll go back to, so this looks fine here. Save just to make sure, and then go back to the term that we replaced it with, which is this one. And you can also see that here. You can also click that and get the term there. So let's look at the term that replaced this term. And so one thing that we have to, or several things we have to be very careful of are one, so when it merges the terms, it just merges both the IDs. And normally you can see the ID over here, but because this term name is so long, let's go back and see this term is 18820. So that's the ID we want to keep. So we need to remove the ID from the old term, which gets shoved over here. And then we have to carefully review all of the annotations. So sometimes there might be duplicate annotations, and also in the subclass of too, there could be duplicates. So you could look through it going through the list here, but it's also nice to just look at the diff. And also on the diff, you see this weird stuff on the top, but if I save this, now that I deleted that extra ID, that stuff on the top should go away, so it's gone. Okay, good. And yeah, this is just from the import file, and should not be, it's okay to just display, but it shouldn't be, but you hopefully won't see that when you do this yourself. So, but it could just be ignored. It's just the import file changed. And then, so yeah, we can look here and see like, okay, here we go. There's duplicates right here, metabolic, da-da-da. There's an exact synonym that comes from Owen. This comes from the other ID. These are exactly the same, but except for the capitalization. So because this came from the obsoleted term, I'm just going to delete it, but then we can also fix this capitalization here. So I have to look for this exact synonym. Okay, so there's this one. I'm going to fix this capitalization. And then this, oh, that was from the other term. So actually I'm going to delete that, because that was just from the obsoleted term. We don't need to reference that. And then actually this is, OMIM writes their terms this way. We don't really want to have them with a semicolon, so I'm just going to delete this and then add a abbreviation. Oh, there, it's already there. So I'll just delete this because now that's the duplicate. This one I'm going to save just to be safe. Metabolic, is this a duplicate? No, okay. And then just kind of look through this list. Sometimes there's related synonyms there. It's duplicates with the exact synonyms, and it's harder to see because the exact synonyms are filtered on top, and then the related ones. It's easier in the diff to actually see those differences when you have those duplicates. But here in the diff, we can see now there's two references to UMLS that are both equivalent to. So since this one is the green is what is new, so this one came from the old term. So we want to mark this as obsolete equivalent. So let me see what that was. 171. So this one, and I always forget exactly how to write this. So I go to my notes and look at entities, and there's a table near the bottom. And so I think it's equivalent obsolete, where a live class in Mondo, obsolete, no, it's the opposite of that. So we need obsolete equivalent. Used for cases where you have one-to-one matches between an obsolete term and Mondo. So we obsoleted that term, and then this class is still in the MLS presumably. So I'm going to change that from Mondo equivalent to obsolete equivalent, and then no extra spaces. So save. And then I look again in the diff and see if anything else looks like it might need to be updated. This has this gene implicated Tango 2. This term is an orphanet term originally. Maybe just double check because just gonna double check this because Megan, who submitted this, is diligent and does a great job. She reports really good tickets, but just to make sure that this class actually has the same gene implicated transport Golgi organization 2 homolog. Yeah, that seems right. It's annoying because orphanet they don't use the gene abbreviations, they use the full names, and OM uses the abbreviations. So, but then they say this is the exact mapping. So yeah, this seems all good. Okay, what else? Looking at the diff again. And this property value, that looks all fine. Just make sure that link looks okay. Up here, yeah, it looks fine. Okay, this should have actually a xref to this guard ID, so I'm gonna add that. So this is the IDs for guard are embedded into their URLs, and we change them into queries like the we have the prefix guard, and then we make it 7 numbers. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we write the guard IDs like this, but they don't write them like this. Chris has talked about changing it, but we haven't. So I think everything looks good. So I can imagine, I guess we could probably make this one an abbreviation too. Although I'm a little bit unclear if we are adding the abbreviation tag, if it's abbreviation followed by a normal word, so maybe I'll just leave it. I can imagine if yeah, everything looks fine. I can imagine that, so this is like a little bit case by case where you make changes based on case by case. So I recommend just trying to do some merges and then create pull requests, and I'll review them, and I'll just tell you if there's issues as they arise. It's kind of hard to anticipate everything that you might come across. So so then I'm just going to commit this, and I'm going to add the commit message. It's a really long name, but I like to just copy this because this is basically what happened. I obsoleted this, but actually I didn't obsolete, I merged. So I'm just going to merge, and then this is going to close number 3089, and I'll commit and push or publish and create a pull request, and then if this passes, I'll merge it and we'll be done. And if it doesn't, maybe I'll make you another video explaining what went wrong. Alright, thanks.